Hi again, everybody, it's the Raptor from Saturn. Welcome back to Let's Play Plaguing Evolved. Let's have some more fun with the official scenarios, shall we? Scenarios. Ugh. Okay, so today we're going to be playing the first one on the list, Ultimate Board Games. Make a best-selling board game in this radically different scenario that has nothing to do with disease. Investors have given you 2 years to design, produce, and distribute your very own game. But can you make it a best-selling hit? Insert witty subliminal marketing about Plaguing the board game here. That's right, this game is actually a board game you can play. And as a sort of nod to that, they decided, hey, let's make our very own board game scenario. And they did a really interesting job with this. So you're automatically a Mirax form. Okay, so we gotta call this something. And at first I was struggling, but then I decided, you know, once upon a time I was working on a board game. I called it Dungeon Divers. I'm sure a couple of my friends will be like, wait a minute, you're still working on that? Always. And maybe someday you'll see that as actually a thing. But until then, let's see what Plaguing Evolved says about how well my game would do on the free marketplace of ideas. Welcome to the ultimate scenario. Investors have given you 2 years to design, produce, and distribute a new board game. Can you top the sales chart in that time? I'm going to be completely honest, I do not know what the winning criteria is for this, but I do know it is still possible to lose by getting too much. Well, here, let me show you. Choose your company location. Once you've built the IKEA office furniture and grabbed your coffee, you can immediately get started designing your game. We're gonna go with America, because that's where I live. Design phase begins. Create your perfect board game. When ready, you can finalize the design of the production screen. So these aren't DNA points. They are, well, the game says they are, but they're actually funds that can be used to help develop our game. Wait, I didn't start in Canada. I don't... Whatever, it's close enough. So, for design phase, we have select mechanics, action this to access board game mechanics. So what do we have here? We have cooperative play, that's a thing. We have hand management. Think tactically about what you're holding to win. Slightly increases hype and significantly increases complexity. I believe that would be a part of Dungeon Divers. I know dice rolling is a part of Dungeon Divers. Let's see, we have player eliminations. Players can be removed and have to sit and watch everyone else have fun. Slightly increases hype and significantly increases complexity. I mean, technically there's player elimination, but that's not really a big part of Dungeon Divers. What else do we have? Area control. Make a game of territory taking and trespasser trapping. Slightly increases hype and significantly increases complexity. There's no territory claiming. Bluffing. How's your poker face? Increase hype and complexity. Take that! It's okay to sabotage, destruct, and hold grudges in this game. That is a thing, although it is not a competitive game. We also have memory. Make a game of remembering things and feeling your age. Nope. And press your luck. Unleash your inner gambler. Just one more go. Increases hype and complexity. That is not an aspect of Dungeon Divers. So next we get to select our theme. So Dungeon Divers is going to be a game that does have humor. I wouldn't call it a war game. I would say animals are involved. Domesticated, entertainment, take your pick. Family, inspire events, or forced fun. Increase hype and significantly and lower complexity. I don't know if I would say it's specifically family. We'll get back to that. It's not specifically nautical. It doesn't involve economics. It's not specifically medical. Would I call it a party game? That would be games like Cards Against Humanity. I don't think so. Horror isn't really an element in the game. Murder mystery isn't really an element. Educational, not really an element. Movies, TV, yes, pop culture is a part of Dungeon Divers. Sports, not really. Adult? Oh my, not really. And strategy. This is very much a strategy game, and you know what? I think we're going to put family in there too, because there is an element of, when we were designing this game, of like, everyone should be able to pick up and play it, even though it is a little complicated like Dominions. In fact, that's what inspired the game. Dungeon Divers is very much like Dominions. Alright, so next up we have components. There will be no timers. If you have dice rolling, you have to have dice. If you have hand management, you have to have cards. And we also have miniatures and tokens. And lastly, we have player number. This game must be played with 4 players. 4 or more is a party! Alright, so our game doesn't have a lot of hype, doesn't have a lot of complexity, no availability, but that won't be until later. And yes, you notice infectivity, complexity, and availability. Hype is how many people are going to want your game. And people who like, the more hype you have, the more likely people are to spread it. Complexity is a deterrent for people who may or may not want to play the game. It's kind of hard to explain how the scenario balances, but basically, sometimes complex games are good. Sometimes they are not. And availability is basically lethality, how many people buy your game, but you can't do that until you start selling the game, now can you? So we have designed Dungeon Divers. I think this should be good. Let's see what happens. Production. When ready to sell your game, begin production and move on to the distribution phase. End the design phase in your board game project and begin actually making it. Unlocks production options. Ta-da! Okay, so now we have a bunch of options. We can launch a Kickstarter. We can conduct test sessions. We can make toy lines and video games and films, and we can have an official website and how to play videos. We can advertise at conventions, and we can advertise in stores and all these other places. Good stuff, right? Well, we can't do any of that without money. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to save up for a Kickstarter. Boom. Make your game and build up hype. Consider your game's complexity as you develop your plans. Are you targeting niche or mass market players? Dun dun dun. Honestly, I think having this complex of a game with a family orientation may have killed me. We shall see. Budget Airlines plan to remove seats for passengers. Oh, ain't that the truth. Okay, one more dollar. Hooray! We now have $12, which is enough to start a Kickstarter. The Kickstarter begins. Ooh, major oil field discovered. We're going to start conducting test sessions because that is always useful. And we're going to do a how-to play video. These are particularly good the more complex your game is, so we kind of want that. But yeah, you notice the developers tweaked a lot of stuff. Instead of transmission, symptoms, and abilities, you have design, production, and distribution. And I think that's really cool. Player rants about movies, TV elements, and Dungeon Divers. I'm sure he did. Dungeon Divers has been designed. Everyone is certain a strategy, family, humor, cooperative play game with tokens is going to be mega popular. ... Huh. You don't sound that enthused. We're going to have an official website. And coastal cities face a rapid increase in flood risk, warns World Health Organization. Thanks, global warming! So the main thing you want to do here is you never want your availability to go over your hype. So you want to build a lot of hype. And to that end, I think we're going to start advertising online. Player ambivalent about cooperative play element in Dungeon Divers. Pylons vital to high-tech society. We must construct additional pylons. It's funny because StarCraft is how old now? Giant Whirl sings Fishing Boat. Ah, Dungeon Diver is a huge Kickstarter success. You've taken Kickstarter by storm, earning a lot of funds and hype. Be sure to keep your backers happy. Usually, oh, there we go. I was gonna say, usually there's a cloud of red infection bubbles that just comes out of nowhere when you get your Kickstarter. But we're gonna have extend backer program, and then we're gonna go for community feedback because that is really good. Community outreach is also worth investing in. And we're gonna see how many of these things we can buy before about the year mark. Dungeon Divers infecting more countries. Everybody wants to explore dungeons! It's fun! Advertise at conventions? Let's do that. Alright, and then we're gonna focus on keeping our backers happy. Very important to keep your Kickstarter backers happy. They're the ones that got you where you are. And it would be nice if my desk wasn't a complete mess, but that's my fault. Then again, if a cluttered desk is the sign of a cluttered mind, then what is an empty desk a sign of? That's Albert Einstein for you. Okay. Tiny robot lands on comet, confirms it is a comet. Feline meme malware causes catastrophic data breach. That's funny. How much do we need for this? We need 16 funds. Brexit sounds great, says Lemmings. Our old friend, the Lemming joke. Ensure Kickstarter backers are kept informed of the project's progress. Increase the site. We want that, for sure. We're also going to want community feedback. And then I think we're going to go with a toy line. Maybe a film, TV show. If we can do that, we shall see. Toy line is going to be expensive, but everybody wants Captain Cadmium action figure. Captain Cadmium! He saves the day by being red. 18 months to go. Your investors remind you that you have 18 months left to ensure Dungeon Divers becomes a top seller. Good luck. No, don't worry. I'm confident-ish. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm a little concerned, but I've been in worse situations. Wow, only 700 people throughout the entire world are interested in this thing. Huh. Yeah, it's getting up there. And we've hit 1,000 backers! Hooray! Oh, we needed one more fund. Just a single fund more! Gimme! Excellent. Okay, so now our Kickstarter backers are all very happy. And we're gonna save up and we're gonna see how much time we have left. I usually like to start the production phase a year in, but sometimes that's not the best idea. Ah, we've infected India. Wait, what? We have nobody in America is interested in this game. And only 150 Canadians are. Oh man. Well, I think I know what I can do to fix that. How many Germans are interested? No Germans! That's unfortunate. Whee! Boat, 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 boat. Okay. We're just waiting for the money to come in. Hopefully more people will be interested in our game. Who likes our game the most? China? That would be nice. Oh no, it really does seem like India is the one most interested in Dungeon Divers. Who'd have thought? We going into the temples and capturing the bad guys and beating them up with a stick. Which is one of the things you can do in Dungeon Divers. Increased rainfall in humid countries. Latest global research shows that humid countries are getting significant weather due to global warming. So, I described it as like Dominions, and that's basically what it is, but instead of building a country, you're managing your hand to essentially fight and sneak your way through a dungeon and beat up a bad guy. Yay! Now everyone can get Captain Cadmium action figures! Captain Cadmium! And there are monsters you can fight, so that element has a little bit of Munchkin from it, which I actually didn't know, because I didn't play Munchkin until after I actually played, or actually until I started developing Dungeon Divers with my friends. But yeah, there's a little bit of Munchkin. There's a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons, in terms of like your character kind of has stats. If any of you have ever played Sentinels of the Multiverse, the whole concept is that it's a whole bunch of interdimensional heroes trying to stop an interdimensional bad guy. And you can basically choose the bad guy and choose the heroes, and they're more or less interchangeable for a particular game. And the environment also plays a role in both games. So it's kind of a nice mix. Okay, we've got 12 months to go. I don't think we have enough time for a film or TV show IP. Though we might. The thing is, I'd probably then have to go with Chinese distributors, and I'm not really interested in doing that. So, I'm just gonna sit here and see if getting a American distributor would help with that. Oh, did we get into... No, that's Poland. I was hoping we had gotten into Germany. The Germans do love their board games. So we can go with China, America, or Germany to manufacture our game. I think I'm going to go with the US. Expensive, but lower chance of quality issues. I have never had quality issues happen, but I'm not excited to see that they do. There should be an option to, oh right, we have to actually get this before we do last minute things. So we're going to want to bank up 6 points. Form backlash against family element in Dungeon Divers. Form backlash against family element in... Players love miniatures. Reviewers love family... I don't get it. Do you like it or do you not? Stop being silly. Make up your mind. Okay, I think this should be enough. Man, I really would like that film show TV IP, but not much I can do. Begin manufacturing! And then we're going to have some view samples. Have your manufacturer send you samples of your game components just in case there are any last minute quality issues. Very important. So now production has begun. And I think until we start distribution, we can still access the screen. You know what, we're going to save up for early review copies, and then we're going to start release. And hopefully we'll be doing that soon enough. Come on, give me my money. Give me my money. I need money. Thank you. Now if you could just give me like 7 more, that'd be great. I need 7 more monies. Oh good, we infected America. You know how all those Americans love Made in America stuff. Form backlash against tokens element. Backlash all you want. We have 11. Oh, someone brought our game to Australia. So early review copies and begin to sell the game. Once your board game design is produced, it's time to start getting it into players' hands. Unlocks distribution options. I don't see them. distribution begins. Everyone is certain that a family strategy animals cooperative play game with cards is going to be mega popular. We hope. Okay, so we need to first save up for direct sales, because that's the first way we get our availability going. We have a little bit right now, but we need more. Then we're going to save up for, is it Amazon or international sellers? Amazon International distributors gives us the most availability, so we're going to want that. And as you can see, now that people actually have the game in their hands, our hype is spreading. Also, I really like how 31,000 East Africans are interested in my game. Dungeon Divers has sold as many copies as Cards Against Humanity did in its original Kickstarter. Will it prove to be as successful? Oh, if only. If only. Hey, Japan got the game! Germany still doesn't have it. Canada's starting to get in the fun. They're really liking it over in Canada. In fact, they're liking it in Canada more than they do in India. It is a Canadian-made game, I guess. Right, so direct sales, and we're going to do localized languages to increase availability just a little bit. We may want a companion app. And boop. Boop. Looks like we got, what, 6 months left to make this work? I think we're doing a pretty good job. 1 million people in Canada. 6 months to go. There's not much time left to make sure Dungeon Divers impresses your investors. Make the most of it. Indeed I will. You'll notice that the sales are actually, like, considered dead people. And no, there is no corpse infectivity in this scenario. For some reason. So, yeah, that's a problem. So we're going to go to start selling on Amazon. You get a whole lot more funds from selling than you do in the design phase. At least that's how it's been working for me. So with any luck, the money should start coming in. Dungeon Divers has sold as many copies as Exploding Kittens did in its original Kickstarter. Will it keep selling? Ah, good old Exploding Kittens. I haven't ever actually played that game, but the guy behind it, the Oatmeal, I've always enjoyed his work. Ah, we've made it to Korea. Have we made it to Germany yet? No, we still haven't made it to Germany. How disappointing. Oh, we hadn't made it to England. Huh. Companion app would increase hype quite a bit. But I think I want to work on availability, so I'm going to go for international distributors. I'm going to save up for that. Then I'll get the companion app. 4 months to go, because I really do believe this game needs a companion app. Excellent! Wait, what? Oh, it's 25, not 20. That's unfortunate. Whee! Ah! People in Kazakhstan are interested in the game. And someone in China just donated quite a bit. So, international distributors, then we're gonna go for companion app. And then we're just gonna keep spending money as we need. 20 million copies sold! Congratulations, Dungeon Divers has sold more copies than Trivial Pursuit. Huh, how about that? Ah, there we go. More people are interested in it now. Everybody in Iraq is going to own my game. Everyone in Canada is interested in it. 100 million copies sold! Congratulations, Dungeon Divers has sold more copies than Clue. Oh, that's a fun game right there. Everybody in Madagascar wants my game. Everybody, just 2 months ago, only a matter of weeks to make Dungeon Divers as popular as possible. Whee! I like how Argentina enjoys it. 150 million copies sold. That's more than Scrabble, which is pretty impressive. And we got the companion app. So we should start spreading rather fast now. Oh good, we made it to New Zealand. Hooray! You know, every time I've done this scenario, Greenland has never ended up interested in my game. Which is really sad. Oh, 4 million Americans want my game and 2 million have bought it. I wonder if every single Canadian is going to buy my game by the time this is over. Let's go with Superfan Sendout. Superfans can help spread the word about your board game, increases hype and availability, but just a little bit. Still, it's very good hype. We have 861 million sales in the counting, and we're almost to the end of this. Durable packaging, make sure they can ship reliable, increases availability. Take financial hit in order to increase availability in poor countries. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, instead of having a boost or a penalty to wealthy countries, you actually have a penalty to poor countries. So this is basically your drug resistance, as it were. You know what? I'm going to go with it has dice, so the people on Board Game Geeks aren't gonna like it. Let's sell it at local game stores. That sounds like a good idea. Oh man. Oh man. Dungeon Divers smashes sale records. Your game sold amazingly well and is a global success story. Now everyone is trying to make Humor Family Strategy take that game with tokens. Let's see. 100 billion or 1 billion sales? Yeah, I'd say that's pretty successful. Wait a minute, what? Oh. Because it doesn't count the interested people as sales, because game mechanics. Oh, and we never did kill, or I mean, sell a copy to every single person in Canada. Is there anywhere that we completely destroyed? Oh no. That makes me sad. Okay. Oh, we have a lot of money now. I'm just gonna get these to increase our complexity for the final score. Genetic complexity, not game complexity. Oh, America has finally gotten the Dungeon Divers disease! Congratulations, you created your very own board game, Dungeon Divers. 738 days, and we sold how many games in the end? I remember it was over 1 billion. 1 billion copies. That's ridiculous. If only my game does that well, if I ever actually release it. Also, we got 3 stars. How cool is that? But yeah, that's the board game scenario. Good fun. I enjoyed. I hope you did too. Come back next time when we do more custom scenarios. This time, I'm thinking we should go pay a visit to the dinosaurs.